Hello everybody and welcome to another bootleg bonanza. Just in time for its official reissue, we have the KO version of the MP-32 Cybertron leader Convoy from Beast Wars, aka Optimus Primal. Now I had the original, I've still got the original, purchased that some time ago, but unfortunately mine snapped in half at the waist. So it's been a very kind of static figure downstairs in my collection. I do like to have two of each of my Beast Wars figures. So I've got one in Beast mode and one in his bot mode. This is actually the Beast Wars 2 version according to this, but I don't think there was any difference between Primal and Beast Wars 2. I'm not sure, unless that's what they marketed regular Beast Wars or Beasties in Canada as in Japan. But a quick look around the box, it's much the same. I don't have the original box to compare it to, but there's normally kind of a different grain. Some things are generally embossed on the officials, whereas they aren't on this. And on the back it shows you exactly what you're going to get inside, so please just be mindful with Takara reissuing this. If you found it and it's stated as new and a very affordable price, if it looks too good to be true, then it probably is this guy. Yeah, I'll show you a way of telling between the bots of which one is which, but that's based on this version 1. Maybe the reissue has done the same as the KO. Only time will tell. As you would expect with these straight up bootlegs, we get the instructions and the cards, and then we get the plastic clamshell containing Primal, his two swords, and the faces. Unfortunately, this one does not come with a KO of his mace keychain like what I got with the original. These are just straight up copies of the originals. Heck, they could even be the originals just acquired in a job lot. And here they are both together. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one is which yet. Let's call this one number 1 and this one number 2. And let's quickly have a vote in the comments section. Put which one you think is the bootleg in the comments section. 1 or 2? Is it 1 or 2? Drum roll, please. It is number 1. 1 is the bootleg. Congratulations those who guessed right. I would not really. Had I not have had this one in hand, I wouldn't have been able to tell that this one was a bootleg. It is small things like the shoulders sitting flush. They sit really nicely on the official. They are raised slightly on the KO. The chest paint is incredibly vibrant. In comparison, this is a little bit more matte, and the fur itself is much darker. It's still kind of done very similar texture wise, but it's a much darker palette that they've used. And the toes, if you can see these, they are again much darker with a slightly thinner spacing between the two. You also get a fair few sprue marks on the KO as well. I've got some sprues around here and I've got them on pretty much every mask. And just look at how pristine the white is on the KO as well. Very radiant and vibrant. Mark again on my pin where that's kind of been pushed in. And my biggest telltale sign between the two is if I was to pick them up. I was gutted when that happened, and I had people telling me in the forum that it wasn't broken. Yeah, it snapped clean off, but this looks like some really dodgy Family of Kong film, doesn't it? It's Kong and his son. Let's just push these up to give it that kind of more ape-like look. Yeah, so there is there is slight differences, especially in the shade. If we get up close and personal, I think there are some slight differences in moulding as well, but that's going to be one of your telltale signs to begin with. It's just how dark that is. But really, you then need another one to compare it to, don't you? If you look at the accessories, pretty much every face has these scuffs on the top, which definitely not ideal. I mean, they're hidden away, but it's where they rub against the faceplate at the top. I mean, the official doesn't have that. It still just slides on and tucks in, whereas these ones definitely rub. And then we get the various different Prime faces as well. And again, if you just look, I've got little bits of sprue markings on pretty much every one. They're not as clean as their official counterparts. The weapons are nice. They look good. I mean, they've used bigger screws. The screw heads are slightly bigger, but the colours are a pretty close match on the screws. But like I said, this is based off a comparison between this and this version. For all I know, version 2, their reissue, could be just like this. I mean, I'm a big fan of Takara and what they can do, but their QC on some of their figures recently, yeah, not sure how some of them pass. Now he poses just as well as his official counterpart. Unfortunately, it's a really tight fit on that crotch, so I had to kind of pry it apart a little bit with my Lego tool. It just slots in there and kind of just works it out. It's where the hinge attached to itself, which allows it to swing downwards. It's a really stiff piece on this, but he still holds together as he should do, so I can't really complain. Something always really kind of King Kong-esque about this Primal. Don't get me wrong, I've got lots of versions of Primal, and I love the fact that some of the old ones had that kind of mechanism to make him actually beat his chest, but this just reminds me so much of the original Kong. It's just, what a superb little piece. And just because. Primal, I'm going to paint you like those French girls. Just very surprised, isn't it, that face? You still have the light up feature. If we just open up this, you need to unscrew this, and it's 2x LR44 batteries. So, I'm going to get this glorious monkey transformed up, but I can't have that head on. I'm sorry, I can't see anything other than King Kong now. There we go, look, there's a nice happy head there. You want to make sure the shoulders are rocked forward, because then that allows us to open up these side gun tabs. Let's just make sure that's all the way forward like that, and like that. There we go. This is going to come up, and this is going to, come on, this is going to lift out, but it's these tabs here, they're the problem. They really do stick there, but this whole backpack panel is going to come up. You can see the guns there, they're the ones we can use for his robot mode. Come down to the stomach, that's going to come out. This chest piece is also going to come out. Like I say, so you've got lots of room there, and now we should be able to push the head in and down and back around, revealing the boss bot head. I absolutely adore Optimus Primal's head sculpt. Huge fan of Beast Wars. We have this cavity here, which the chest panel is going to slide into, and then these pieces here are tabbed in. This piece here, it says, should come up. That's going to come, and that will rotate like so, and then slide back in. That's going to push into that groove, and then you see this piece here, those push and tab in to the neck. This backpack piece is going to rotate all the way around. This panel here is going to flip. Come on, in you go. You're going to flip around with me. There. Panel comes back. This flips all the way around. So the thrusters are now on the back. And then this should, he says, come in here nicely. And these panels here are going to push and close off like that on those back panels. Can move the guns down for now to keep them nice and tidy out of the way, and we need to push these arms back in so they lock into place. That one's in. Is this one going to stay as well? There we go, they're in. These shoulder tabs come up and come up, and then rotate the bicep and the wrist. Rotate the bicep and the wrist. There we go. The waist is going to rotate around, so that forms the crotch. These panels disengage. This section here unpegs, raises up like so. This piece here comes up, and if you see what I've done here, I've just flipped this knee joint down, and this panel here is going to rotate, and that's going to form the calf muscle, and we can flip that part over to form the toe, and then these parts here are going to go underneath, and that's going to form the heel spur. So we've got a leg that looks like that. So again, on this side, disengage this piece here. It's going to come down, and it's going to rotate. This bit here needs to separate, and as we bring this up, this is going to flip at the knee, giving it room to come down like so. This shin tab comes up, pushes, tabs, and locks. The toe comes out. The shin muscle, or the calf muscle, all tucks in, and this goes in, and this goes down, and then we just tidy our primal up. And here we have him fully transformed up. As you can see, I've pushed down on his head there, giving him that light up eyes. Only lasts a few seconds, but there we go. There we go. It's a beautiful bot mode. This one's a little bit gappier, and his legs are a little bit looser around those thighs than I would like, but still absolutely stunning sculpt. Adored what Takara did with the original. One of my favourite Beast Wars figures until, of course, I broke it. We do get the face-plated face, the kind of smiley face, and then without the kind of smirky eye. And he can, of course, hold both of his weapons. He can hold those swords in his hands, or we can have the cannons coming up over the shoulders. Got space on here. One and two. There we go. And we do, of course, still get space lasers with the release tab over here. At least it's meant to release. Yeah, not really. There we go. He coming out. He does not really want to come out, does he? But There we go. Space lasers on the arms. And they just extend like that. Just kind of fallen in love with the figure again. Forgot how amazing it was first time round. I mean, we've been blessed. Their Beast Wars line especially, absolutely incredible. Now I don't have Generations Rat Trap, but he does fit on the peg on the back there. I'm wondering if they'd give us a MP Rat Trap, if he's going to do the same. It seems silly for them not to, really. But there you go. There is Optimus Primal KO in all of his glory. I now officially have one for bot mode and one for his beast mode as well. It's not a bad looking figure at all, but just do not be duped. Just remember that these bootlegs are on the market, okay? And don't go paying full whack for something that may or may not be the official product. Thanks again to TF Direct for making this review possible. I've included a link in the description below where it can be purchased. And until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you all for watching. Goodbye.